In this session, let's talk about the resources in the information system. Once the output is given, the output must process thing and output must be stored for future use. If you have the network within the organization, they are called as the intranet. What does the communication media will have? It includes twisted pair, physical cables that will be established. Hello students, welcome to the next session of Management Information System. I am Dr. Soumyashree from Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram College. In this session, let's talk about the resources in the information system. The main thing we need to know about the information system is there. It consists of the hardware, the people and the software. Mainly we need three components: hardware, software and the people, isn't it? Along with that, you need data collected from the people, stored into the software and network. Why do you need network? Is to communicate, isn't it? Communication between two computers is possible only when they are connected. How they are going to connect is through the help of the network. Okay, you need mainly resources: people, hardware, software, data and network, isn't it? Why do you need these things? Is to perform the input. So you need something to input, isn't it? You need the data. Where do you input? To the hardware and the software. To the hardware, that is to the memory, with the help of a software. Once you input is, the work is not done. Next is you have to process it. Once you process it, can you be able to keep it in computer? You have to get the output. And once the output is given, the output must process thing and output must be stored for future use. Where you will store is in the memory. Storage and control activities. Control activities is how you are going to store it, who is going to access this stored and processed data, and other controlling activities that can happen in an information system can be made by these resources. So these people and resources convert the data resources into a information. All these components, resources, help in one or the other way to convert a data into processed information. Then what are the resources? Let's know about the major resources that are involved in the information system. The first thing is people. People are considered as a main resource. So what are the resources? They are the essential ingredient. If you have hundreds of computers, without the touch of a human, there is no use of computer. We need to have a human intervention just to start. Then processing can be done by computer. But to start the system, you need the human intervention, isn't it? For the human intervention is necessary for the successful operation of all the information system. Whatever information system you take, it cannot work with the help of a human. If you set up a lab with full of supercomputers and you will not allow anybody to enter into the room and you expect that everything must be done automatically by the computers only, it will not work till now. Okay, in future it may be possible, but till today it's not possible without any human intervention, because everything that we have made is for the use of the humans only, isn't it? Therefore, you need to have a people resource or person or human being as the resource in the information system. These resource includes the end users or the clients of the system, or the people who use an information system, or the information it produces. They may use the system directly or the information that is produced by the system. They can be customers, the end users of the customers, the salesperson, for promotion or promoting the engineers to store the data and process it. And most of us that we use the information system are called as the end users, starting from the manager to the marketing person or a sales person. Everyone is considered as the end user of the information system. Okay. The information system specialists also are human beings who developed and operating the information system. Along with that, they include the analysis of the system they are using or they have implemented. Software developers, they are not the end users, but they are the resources involved in information system, isn't it? So one is end user, then we have information system specialists, then include the system analysts, the software developers, system operators. Once they are developed, they have to operate it. Somebody has to operate it. System operators and other persons in the managerial, technical and clerical area, in clerical field. So all these field involves the human activity, isn't it? All those involved in all those human beings which are involved in the development, processing and maintenance and use of the information system are considered as the human resource or people resource. Apart from that, we have the hardware resources. The next thing is the hardware resources. What does the hardware resource will include? Includes all the physical devices, all the computers, the cables that are connecting it, keyboards of all the computers, mouse of all the computers, Xerox photocopy machine that is connected to the computers, the printer connected, scanner connected, or any ports connected or pen drives connected, everything that can be touched. Hardware is a component that you can touch, isn't it? The component that you can touch, hardware component, are the physical devices and materials used in information processing, like some reports, pages of some magazine or any report that came to you through fax machine. All these things are hardware resources. Any resource that you can touch and you can use to store a data and process it are called as the hardware resources. Examples are, we have examples of hardware resources in information system is, one is the computer system. You need consists the central processing unit, computers, the microprocessors within the CPU and variety of interconnected peripheral devices. Like I said, keyboard, mouse, scanner, printer, the photocopy machine, which are all connected to the computer, are called as the peripheral devices. Example like handheld computers, laptops, mid-range computer system and large mainframe systems, or you may take even the supercomputers. Apart from computer system, we have computer peripherals in a hardware device, which are devices such as keyboard, electronic mouse, video screen or printer for output, and magnetic and optical disc for storage of the data resources. So we have the computer peripherals. Then we have the software resources. So after the hardware resource, next we have is the software resources. Software resources include all set of information processing instruction, nothing but which you can't touch and will help in storing and processing the data in the hardware. Without a software, hardware is just a junk. You need to have the suitable software to make your data store and process in an information system. It includes the set of operating instructions, what you have to do. Suppose if you switch on the button, what you have to do? You have to connect the keyboard, you have to connect the mouse. Once the keyboard is connected, There must be a software which recognizes the keyboard. There must be a software which recognizes the mouse. There must be a software which recognizes the printer, which recognizes the scanner. So hardware, resources and the computer peripherals are connected and operated only through the help of the softwares, isn't it? So what does the software consist is? Series of instructions which are called as the programs. The software consists of several programs. What does a program consist is? Several instructions that what must be done with the hardware component. The examples are system software. What does the system software is? An operating system. You have Windows in your laptop, your computer, or you have Linux in your computer, you have Ubuntu, which makes the hardware run is called an operating system. Okay, so this operating system is one of the system software. So software which makes the system to work are called as system software. Without these softwares, the computers are just the box. Without the system software, you can't do anything with the hardware. Just to switch on the computer, you need a system software. So it includes the programs such as operating system, which controls and supports the operations of computer system. Even to make your mobile work, you need an operating system. Which is that operating system? Android is the operating system. If you have Apple phone, iPhone, then they have their own iOS, that is Apple iOS, which is incorporated in the mobile. That means if mobile is a hardware resource, the thing or the Android that makes this mobile work is an operating system. So you need the software resources, including the system software. Then we need the application software, or in short, what you are familiar with is app, isn't it? The short form we use is app. In professionals, IT professionals, or the students or the person who are familiar with the information technology, they call it as application or application software. So these are the programs, application programs that direct processing for a particular use of computers by end users. Okay, what they are needed by end users. System softwares are needed by systems, not by the user. What I need is an application software. If you have a game, it is an application software. Game is not needed for the work of the computer, but is needed for my entertainment, isn't it? For human entertainment. So I'm an end user, I need application software. If you talk about the hardware, it needs system software. Okay, the examples are sales analysis program like Tally. We have the sales analysis program, entering and processing, a payroll program which calculates the salary based on the criteria you provide, and a word processing system to type anything, a mail or doing anything related to the text will be done in the word processing system. Okay, the difference is software which are needed by the computer are called as the system software. The software which are needed by the users of the computer are called as the application software. These are the software resources that are needed in the information system. Next comes is the data resources. The data resources of information systems are typically organized. So whatever information you collect, the details you collect are organized, must be organized. When it comes to the computer, it may not be in an organized form, but they must be organized, stored and accessed by variety of data resources technologies. So they will be accessing data resource technology, will be accessing the data. For example, you have a database. Database is like a box where you can dump all your data. Okay, this is a box of data. We have the box of data where you can store or dump all your data. Okay, how you are going to store, whether you are storing it as an organized one or unorganized one, it is left to the end user, or you can take it as database as a closet, isn't it? So how you can organize your cloth in the closet? Some will be storing their cloth in an organized manner. Some will be just throwing the cloth into the closet and then close it, isn't it? So both the things are possible. In data resources also, or in database also, you have the organized and the unorganized manner, but usually unorganized data must also be stored. When it is coming to the database, it is unorganized. When you need to store that into the database, you have to organize it. Without that, you can't store a data. The closet will not allow you to just dump the things or dump the data. You have to store it properly with a proper category. Okay, so that database holds the processed and the organized data. Then you have knowledge bases, data resources that hold knowledge in variety of forms. They store the information and helps in decision making by storing the data as facts, rules and different cases. You will be having use case softwares which help you to store the data as the facts, the rules and the cases. Alright, then we have the network resources. Network resources are the telecommunication technologies and networks like the internet, which are communicating all over the globe. Intranet within the organization. If you have the network within the organization, they are called as the intranet within the stipulated area. When the network crosses the limit of an area and is spread all over the globe, it is called as the internet. And extranets, which are outside the organization and are connected through the internet, they are called as the extranets. The concept of the network resources tells you that the communication technologies that they use and networks that are established in an organization or with the outside system are the fundamental resources of an information system. How do you collect the information? Is through the help of a network. It may be internet, intranet or extranets. Okay, so network resources will include the communication media. The first thing is the communication media. What does the communication media will have? It includes twisted pair, physical cables that will be established, coaxial and fiber optic cables. There are different types of cables that are going to connect the different computers. So we have the variety like twisted pairs, coaxial cables and fiber optic cables and microwave. If you are connecting through the towers, like your mobile will operate on microwaves, that is waves, which is not physically visible. They are called as the waves. Microwave you can take. Physical connection will be through optic cables. If you have a broadband in your home and you are using that, so broadband has been established with the help of an underground cable, isn't it? Which is called as the fiber optic cable. Then in the earlier days, they were using coaxial and the twisted pair. Each the communication media or communication hardware resource consists of its own application. Based on what type of network you need, you may opt for the different physical connecting medias. Okay, the cellular signals and satellite wireless technologies. So satellite can be used to connect. If you are watching a television, all your signals are coming through the satellite. If you are getting a weather forecast, that data will be obtained from the satellite signals or the satellite output provided to the computers, isn't it? So you have communication media which are connecting the computers globally. Then we need the network infrastructure. What are the infrastructure we need? This includes the hardware, software and data technologies. Why do you need these things is to support the operation and use of the communication networks. Hardware components connect to the network. Alright. This is about the resources that we can use in an information system. They are hardware resources, software resources, people as a resource and data and network as the different resources. Let's move on to the next concept, that is the fundamental things you need to know about the information system. The fundamentals of the IS or information system. The fundamentals shows three major roles of the business application of information system. Importance of the information system in the development of a business. Example, if you consider a retail store, how these three fundamental roles can be implemented in a business, let's look at that. The basic three fundamental roles are supporting business process and operations. This is one role. Next is support the business decision making or assisting in decision making in a business. Next, supporting the strategies for competitive advantage. To compete with the competitors or other organization, you need the support. So that support of strategies will be provided by the information system. Let's check with each of the role of the IS in a business development. Okay, first thing is to support business process and operations. The thing is, as a consumer, if you are a consumer, you have to deal with the information system. Today, everything has become information system. Everything is stored as a data. You need information system that supports. So, the supporting will be about the business process and operations. At the retail stores where the consumer are shopping. So when you go to a mall, what you can do is you can collect the materials, you keep it in a trolley and take it to the bill counter, isn't it? What they'll do is they go on scanning the product. All the details related to product will be displayed in the computers. Otherwise, if it was human intervention, what would be done? Every pack he has to take, write down the details, price, and they have to total it and make all those activities. The one step of scanning the barcode on a material makes all these tasks automated with one click. If you just scan the barcode, all the details of the product will be entered in the computer and the totaling of the prices, and if you have given a note, that is the amount, bill amount is say 400 and you have given 500 note, then how much change they have to return to the consumer, everything will be given in their system, isn't it? So it supports the consumer. Many retail stores are making it possible. So when you have the POS or you have the card reader in your shop, you can make the online transaction, isn't it? It is directly going to be stored in your bank account. This is also possible. Example, most retail store now use computer-based information system which help them record customer purchase, keep track of the inventory based on the purchase, payroll of the employees, buy the new merchandise. Suppose the material has been empty due to the purchase, getting the purchase details and say, purchase details of the materials and the sales, you can get to know that how many materials are still remaining. You need to order more for the same product, like those getting the new merchandise and evaluating the sales trend when the sales is more, whether in the weekend or weekdays or at the festival time, or if you have introduced a new scheme, whether the business has increased. All those details will be possible with the help of the information system. Okay. So the next thing is supporting the business decision making. Okay. So supporting business decision making help in store managers, with help with the store managers and other business professionals like salesperson to make better decisions. Sales, not salesperson, it is with the managers or managerial level to make better decisions and attempt to have a gain over the competitive organization. So the information system helps in making a decision. Apart from that, we have support strategies for competitive advantage. You need to have the support system for the competitive advantage. Gaining a strategic advantage over competitors. So today is a competitive era, isn't it? Every minute you have to be alert and look at what are the strategies of your competitor. How they are gaining over you. If they are gaining over you, how they are gaining. What are the strategies they have implemented. All those things must be observed by you. Who is going to provide all this information to you? It is the information system which provides you all these information. Not only providing the information, it also processes these informations and help you to take a better decision than your competitor, and you may gain over your competitor. So the gaining over a competitor requires the innovative use of the information technology. How you are going to use it will be in the hands of you only to get a new strategy, new idea to make more profit than your competitors. This is how you can support the business by using different roles of the information system, like supporting the business decision making, supporting the business process and operations, then the decision making supporting, and supporting strategies for competitive advantage. For all these things, you need the help of an information system. You can run your business even without the help of the information system, but it makes your work easier and more comfortable and help you to get more advantage over your competitors when compared to business using the information system will gain over the business which doesn't use the information system. Anyhow, today's business will not run with the help of the information system or computers. This is about some concepts of the MIS. In the next session, we'll continue with some more concepts in the information system. All right. Thank you.